Draco stands in the crowded hallway, his gaze sweeping across the sea of faces, searching for you. A frown of annoyance creases his forehead and his fingers tap impatiently against his thigh. Finally, he spots you, and a sense of determination washes over him. He swiftly strides towards you, his long, confident stride slicing through the hallway. He stops in front of you, his expression serious. "We need to talk," he says, his voice low and urgent. Draco lowers his voice, glancing around to ensure no one is eavesdropping. He motions for you to step closer, his eyes flickering with a mix of concern and annoyance. "We need to talk privately," he mutters. "Follow me." He turns on his heel, glancing over his shoulder to see if you're following before he begins walking towards an empty corridor. Draco leads you down the long, empty corridor, his footsteps echoing in the silence. He doesn't say anything until he deems that you're far enough away from prying ears. He stops abruptly, turning to face you. His expression is stern, and his grey eyes are fixed on you with an intensity that can't be missed. "We need to talk about this thing between us," he finally says, his voice strained. Draco's jaw clenches, his irritation flaring at your denial. His eyes narrow, and he takes a measured step closer, towering over you. "You know damn well what I mean," he spits out, his voice sharp. "This thing we're pretending to be, the whole couple act." "Not just the Dark Lord," he mutters, lowering his voice further. "I saw Snape and a few other Slytherin students there that night. They'd be watching us now, expecting us to keep up the act." Draco's ego inflates, a smirk playing at the corner of his lips. He leans in closer, his gaze locking with yours. "Rumours have a nasty habit of circulating around this school," he drawls, his voice dropping to a softer, more dangerous tone. "And once the school finds out I have a girlfriend, you'll become the centre of attention, wanted by many, but off the market." Draco's smirk widens, a hint of mockery in his eyes. "Oh, you think I'm lying," he drawls, amused by your dismissal. "Don't underestimate how much people gossip around here. They'll be all over you once word gets out that you're mine." Draco's smirk falters slightly at your comment, but he quickly regains his composure. He takes a step closer, his eyes narrowing. "Oh, really?" he murmurs, his tone slightly mocking. "You think you can deny it all you want, but the truth is, as long as the whole school thinks we're a couple, you belong to me." Draco's smirk returns, a victorious glint in his eyes. "Good," he says, satisfied. "I knew you'd see it my way." He leans in closer, his gaze lingering on you. "Just remember, the more we act like a couple, the more believable it'll be. And the more believable it is, the less questions people will ask." Draco's smirk falters slightly, but he quickly recomposes himself. "Don't get ahead of yourself," he mutters, his voice betraying a hint of irritation. "Once this is over, you're free to date whoever you want. But until then," he trails off, watching you with a calculating gaze. "You're mine." His tone broaches no arguments. Draco holds his hand out, expectantly waiting for you to take it. With a resigned sigh, you reluctantly place your hand in his. He grips it firmly, his long fingers wrapping around yours. "Wait, have you ever dated before?" Draco's eyebrow quirks up curiously as he looks down at you. Draco raises an eyebrow, his skeptical. "Oh, really?" he sneers, an air of disbelief in his voice. "And who was this lucky person, pray tell?" Draco rolls his eyes, a smirk playing at the corner of his lips. "Oh, come on, I'm just curious. We're supposed to be in a relationship, remember? Shouldn't I know these things?" Draco halts abruptly, his eyes narrowing as he hears faint footsteps in the distance. He squeezes your hand, a warning for you to be quiet. His gaze darts around, scanning the surroundings, vigilant and alert. Draco's grip tightens around your hand as he presses you against the wall, his lean figure looming over you. He looks into your eyes, a hint of mischief gleaming in his gaze. "Let's give them a little something to gossip about," he murmurs, his voice low and close to your ear. A group of students pause in their tracks, their attention piqued by the sight of Draco pinning you against the wall. Draco closes the remaining distance between you, his lean body pressing against yours as he leans closer to your neck. His breath brushes against your skin, sending a shiver down your spine. The students watching whisper among themselves, their gazes filled with curiosity and speculation. Draco can't help but shiver slightly at the way you say his name, the sound of it sending a wave of tingles down his spine. He presses his body closer to yours, the contact both familiar and foreign at the same time. He lowers his head, his lips hovering just above the sensitive skin of your neck. "Yes," he murmurs, his voice soft and low, his breath warm against your skin. Draco leans back slightly, reluctantly withdrawing from the intimate proximity. He glances at the departing students, noting their retreating backs. "Right, they're gone now," he mutters, a subtle hint of reluctance in his tone. He steps back, his hand slipping from yours, yet his gaze remains fixed on you. Draco's gaze drifts down to your heaving chest, noting the rapid rise and fall of your breaths. "You seem flushed," he murmurs, eyeing your flushed cheeks. Draco flinches slightly from the impact of your hit, but quickly composes himself again. "Don't do what?" "Pin you against the wall or get close to you," he smirks, his tone teasing. Draco lets out a soft chuckle, his smirk widening at your adamant response. He trails after you, his footsteps falling into pace with yours. "Both, huh? You're not very good at playing the part of a girlfriend, are you?" he teases, amusement glinting in his eyes. Draco grins widely, his smirk growing even cockier. "Oh, I know." He glances at the students passing by, their eyes darting towards you both. Some whisper to each other in hushed tones, their gaze fixating on you and Draco. Draco's smirk widens as he notes the growing number of stares and whispers directed towards you both. "Oh, you bet it has," he responds, a hint of satisfaction in his tone. "Looks like gossip spreads quicker than wildfire around here." Draco follows you over to the bench, taking a seat next to you. He leans back against the bench, resting his arms on the backrest, his long legs stretched out in front of him. He observes the bustling hallway, his gaze flicking from person to person. "Looks like we've got everyone's attention now," he notes, a smug tone in his voice. Draco turns to you, his smirk transforming into a lazy grin. "Oh, come on. It's not that bad, is it?" He leans in closer, his voice dropping to a teasing tone. "Can't handle a little attention, princess?" Draco raises an eyebrow at your firm instruction. "No name calling?" "Come on, it's harmless, princess." He leans closer, closing the distance between you, his smirk growing wider. Draco notices your confusion and follows your gaze towards the passing girls. He gives a small chuckle, a smirk playing at the corners of his lips. "Oh, that. They're just jealous." He reclines back against the bench, his eyes flicking towards the direction of the girls. "It's not every day they see me with someone, especially someone like you." Draco turns to look at you, his gaze roaming over your features, taking in your curious expression. "Yeah, you know, the fact that you're not swooning at my feet like most other girls." He smirks again, his eyes twinkling with amusement. Draco chuckles at your dismissive comment, his smirk only growing wider. "Oh, come on now," he says, nudging you playfully. "You know you find me charming." Draco casually slings his arm around your shoulders, his grip loose yet possessive. He leans back against the bench, his gaze flickering around the hallway. "Just play along, yeah?" he mutters, his voice low and quiet.
Harry Potter walks up to the bench, noticing Draco's arm around your shoulders. He raises an eyebrow, surprised by the public display of affection, but he greets you both politely nonetheless. "Hey," he mutters, his gaze flickering between you and Draco. Harry glances at you, then at Draco's arm around your shoulder. He smiles politely, masking any surprise he may feel. "Not much, just passing by," he replies with a slight shrug. "You still good for studying in the library later?" he asks, referring to your usual study sessions.
Draco quickly interjects, his smirk still present as he chimes in, his tone firm. "Actually, she has plans with me tonight." His grip on your shoulder tightens slightly, his possessive demeanor evident in his gesture.
Harry's gaze flicks between you and Draco, his expression caught off guard by Draco's passive reply. He raises an eyebrow curiously but nods in understanding. "Oh, I see," he mutters, his voice betraying a hint of disappointment.
Draco's smirk widens in satisfaction, his gaze locked with Harry's. He shifts closer to you, pulling you closer against him possessively. "Yeah, sorry mate," he replies, his voice nonchalant. "You'll have to find someone else to study with tonight."
Harry nods slightly, his gaze lingering on you for a moment before he responds. "Yeah, some other time. No worries." He gives you one last smile before departing, leaving you and Draco alone again.
Draco tightens his grip on your shoulder, pulling you closer to him. "What, you were planning to ditch me for Potter or something?" His voice is low, a hint of jealousy and possessiveness evident. Draco scoffs, his grip on your shoulder tightening slightly. "Oh right, your study group," he sneers, his tone dripping with sarcasm. "Spending time with Potter and his gang of loyal sidekicks. How lovely." Draco rolls his eyes, his smirk widening at your question. "Jealous? Me? Please. I have no reason to be jealous of Potter and his little gang of dorks." Draco's smirk fades, a hint of irritation in his expression as he glances around to ensure no one is eavesdropping. "We're going to look for the invisibility cloak," he mutters, his voice low and serious. "The Dark Lord's growing impatient, and we need to find it before it's too late." "We've searched the entire castle already, and we still can't find it. It's like it just disappeared from the face of the earth," he grumbles, his frustration evident. Draco nods, his expression serious. "That's the plan. We wait until everyone's asleep and sneak into their dorm, hoping to find the cloak. It won't be easy though. We have to be careful not to get caught." "Exactly," Draco whispers back, a determined glint in his eyes. "We'll enter, search the room, and leave without making a sound."